Hello?
Are you here? The concert starts in 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I'll be right there. It's just a dream.
Hey Kansas City, I'm Joe LeFevre, principal tuba player of your Kansas City Symphony, and welcome to this edition of Streaming Saturdays, sure to become a quarantine classic. Trademark pending. I am super excited to be performing for you tonight, because as you can imagine, it's been quite a while since I've performed for a live audience. That is if you don't count the birds and the squirrels at the park where I warm up. Before we start, I just want to give a huge shout out to all of you, the fans of the Kansas City Symphony. You've been incredibly generous with your support for us during this difficult time, and we cannot thank you enough for your spirit. I can assure you that when we get back into Hellsburg, we'll give a performance so amazing it'll tear the roof down. You have my word. If you're looking for more music or symphony content, be sure to check us out at kcsymphony.org. There you'll find a replay of tonight's concert, as well as replays of previous Streaming Saturday concerts. We also have tons of music education and instrument introduction videos for the kiddos, and some great podcasts. In fact, if you want to geek out on the tuba even more after tonight's concert, because let's be honest, who doesn't? Be sure to check out an upcoming podcast episode of Beethoven Walks into a Bar. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Stephanie, Jason, and Mike, and we got to talk all things tuba, all things music, and all things beer. 3 of my favorite things. Lastly, if you have any questions about the instruments I'm playing, the music I'm playing, what I've been doing during quarantine, or really anything, drop a comment below. I'm joining in the comments and I'll gladly answer your questions. Alright, let's jump in. So, usually you can find me in the back row of the orchestra playing super low notes or counting rests until my brain goes numb. Now don't let that confuse you. In my honest, humble, and unbiased opinion, playing the tuba is probably the pinnacle of the human experience. All jokes aside, the tuba is more than just a bass instrument. Yes, we play lots of low notes, but we can also play beautiful solos and melodies, and sometimes we even get a shot to play solos in front of the orchestra. If you didn't know, the tuba was invented in 1835, which means it's pretty young compared to most other instruments in the orchestra. That means that we don't get to play music by composers like Beethoven, Mozart, or Haydn, simply because the tuba wasn't invented yet. So what do us tuba players do? We steal. I mean, we borrow that music, of course. While there's an ever-growing and expansive repertoire for solo tuba music, some of which I will play tonight, I thought it'd also be nice to include some transcriptions or adaptions of music written for other instruments. This first piece is a Nocturne written for piano by Frédéric Chopin. This is one of my favorite pieces, and I was listening to it a few months ago and thought the melody would sound great on tuba. Here is Frédéric Chopin's Nocturne Opus 9 No. 2 in E-flat major for solo tuba.
So before the next piece, I thought it'd be interesting to take you guys behind the scenes, to take a look at what went into this edition of Streaming Saturday. Obviously, as musicians, we've had to completely change how we bring our music to our audience. So today is Tuesday, June 23rd. I've got a recording session scheduled downtown at the Symphony offices for all of the music content you're hearing tonight, and I thought I'd take you guys along with. Let's hit it. Look, Mom, I made it. All right, guys, we made it. We're here at the Symphony offices. Got the little stage set up, my recording equipment, the tripod for this camera, and the mic. Then I've got these notes here on my computer so I can keep track of the good takes, the bad takes. That way I can easily sort them later. Of course, got the two horns with me. Okay, so it's the next day, Wednesday, June 24th. Got all my recording done yesterday. We're back in the studio, and by studio I mean my kitchen, and I'm just about to sit down and listen to all the audio I took yesterday and start sorting through it. After I find the takes I like, I put all of the audio into a music production software called Logic Pro. In Logic, I can splice together different parts from different recordings. I can also change the volume of things and add things like compression, EQ, and reverb to make it sound like I'm playing in a hall instead of a room. After I'm finished with the audio production side of things, I export the files and put everything into iMovie where I put the video together. Then comes a lot of fine editing and tweaking to get to the final product. So hopefully that gave you a little glimpse of what goes into these videos. It's a lot of work, but in the end it's all worth it. The next three pieces you're going to hear are three selected etudes from SENON's Kaléidoscope etude book. These were originally written for an instrument called the sax horn, but they work great on the F tuba. And yes, the same guy who made the saxophone made the sax horn. I hope you enjoy these next few etudes, but first let me just tweak them a little bit. Well, we've reached the end of the program, but before we hear the last piece, I thought I'd show you guys where I spend most of my mornings warming up. I love coming to the World War I Memorial to practice. Sure, the acoustics aren't as great as Helzberg Hall, but it's got a great park out front and my favorite view of Kansas City. Not to mention I can play as loud as I want without bugging my neighbors. The last piece on the program is a piece written for unaccompanied tuba by Elizabeth RAUM. It has 4 different movements, and each movement is in a different style of music. I've been dying to play this piece for a long time, so I'm really excited to play for you tonight. I'll be playing the first movement, the Blue Tango. It shows off a lot of the high range of the tuba, plus, who doesn't like a tango, especially on the tuba?
Alright, that does it for me on this edition of Streaming Saturday. Hope you enjoyed the tuba music, and maybe you even learned a little something about the tuba as well. Don't forget to tune in 2 weeks on July 11th for Larry Fig and his Streaming Saturday. And don't forget to check us out on kcsymphony.org for all your symphony content. I can't wait to see you back in Helzberg Hall, and until then, stay safe and stay healthy, Kansas City.
Okay, come on, Joe. Oh! You're still here? It's over. Go home. Oh, you've been stuck at home for the past 3 months. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Go.